Hello. I'm a little bit early, so I'm just going to wait to see if how many people are going to come on the call today. Well, today is February the 14th, Valentine's Day, so I think a lot of people are kind of out having fun with their loved ones. So, okay, so I'm going to get started. Even if we don't have too many people on this Facebook Live, it's going to be evergreen, so if people aren't on right now, they can capture it later. So, I'm going to talk about energy tapping and imposter syndrome. And I'm going to go through a tapping process with you this evening. So let's kind of zero in on imposter syndrome and what is that? Well, you know, if you're an entrepreneur, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's those thoughts that creep up about self-doubt, lack of confidence, you feel vulnerable about putting yourself and your skills out in public. Sometimes you might feel uncomfortable with the level of skills and expertise, and think that people might tap into your feelings of discomfort and self-doubt. And, you know, sometimes you feel that you're not qualified, not good enough. And when we kind of struggle with these imposter syndrome feelings, one of the simplest and quickest things that we can do to get us back into the game, not allow these feelings to take us out of the game, is to use emotional freedom technique, energy tapping, meridian tapping, or just plain tapping. It is one of the most powerful things that we have at our fingertips. And EFT is simply a form of acupuncture that you do on yourself, but it's without needles. And what you do is you're applying tapping pressure on certain meridian energy points in your face and upper body. I'm not going to go into the meridian system because that's a whole other presentation. But how I understand it is it's simply that when you tap on the meridian points, you're releasing negative energy and rerouting or shaking up that energy pathway that has become entrenched in your body. So this is a 500-year-old Chinese practice. It is a form of acupuncture or accupressure, as I just said. And as I said, it's done on the body without needles. It works with the mind-body energy system to reduce and eliminate emotional, mental, physical, psychic, and spiritual blocks. It is a proven technique. There's a lot of research on this, and it does work on help you to release your fears, your phobias, your anxieties, addictions, stress, anger, and pain, and a whole lot of emotional issues. I've used this myself on myself in terms of food addictions. I've used it with stress, and I've had a frozen shoulder, and I used energy tapping to really work on that shoulder, and it worked. I've used it with clients in terms of stress, anxiety, depression, and even trauma. I've used it with clients, and I've gotten good results with it. So, what else can I tell you? I do tapping a little bit differently from other people. I mean, there's a lot of videos out there on tapping. If you go on YouTube, there's thousands of them, and everybody does it a different way. I do it in its original form, and so the way that I do it is a little bit woo-woo, in the sense I do the eye rolling and I do the chanting as well. And there's a reason why I do that, because I really do believe that when we have a negative thought or a negative habit, we create a pathway in the brain, and that becomes an entrenched pathway in the brain. And when we do the eye rolling and the chanting with EFT, we're unscrambling that pathway in the brain. And so that's why I think it's really important to add those components, those original components in. The other thing that I do is I do two forms of tapping. I do the letting go and the releasing. That's the number one. And then I do an affirming tapping. And I don't do any tapping, negative tapping, on my crown chakra. And that's just a me thing. I just don't tap negative stuff on there because I think it's a very powerful chakra, and I only do the positive tapping on that area. All right, so, and that's what works for me. So let's get started. And what I would want you to do, if imposter syndrome is something that you struggle with, I'd like you to zero in and get specific in terms of what exactly is it that you're struggling with in terms of that imposter syndrome. Is it self-doubt? Is it lack of confidence? Is it lack in general? Is it that you're feeling scattered? Is it you're not able to focus? Is it overwhelm? Is it self-esteem, self-worth? Zero in on what the specific issue is that you are struggling with imposter syndrome. And rate where you are with it on a scale from 1 being low and 10 being high. And it's important that you do that, because that's the way that you're going to measure whether the tapping is actually working for you or not. Okay? So once you've zeroed in, some of what I'm saying may not resonate with you, but just follow through. If you don't know the tapping points, you can go on my my website, and I will put a link below. I will have an illustration of the tapping points that you can get off my website, but you can also Google, and there are millions of illustrations of the tapping points that are out there. So here we go. So first thing I want you to do is if you have never done this before, I want you to just touch your collarbone and do a little, see if you can find your sore spot, which is on your chest and just a little bit below your collarbone. Once you've found it, good, you're going to tap on it. Okay? So let's use our 3 fingers, and we're going to tap on the karate chop point. And this is my script that I'm using, and it's very simply: even though I struggle with imposter syndrome and I struggle with feelings of self-doubt, I totally, completely, and absolutely accept who I am with this feeling and where I am in this moment. Just keep tapping. And let's do it again. Even though I struggle with imposter syndrome, feelings of self-doubt, I know I will get over this. Okay? Now, tap on the other side. Even though I question my abilities to do this work, I deeply, truly, and profoundly, absolutely accept who I am with this feeling and where I am in this moment. Tap again. Even though I question my abilities to do this work, I know I will get over this. Now I'm already burping, so something's coming up for me. So then you start tapping on the top here. I feel vulnerable putting myself out there. Top of the brow. Side of the eye. I'm not sure I really have the talents and the skills to do this. Under the eye. I think I lack the confidence in my skills and my abilities. Under the nose. I question my self-worth. Under the chin. I have difficulty honoring the value that I bring. Tap your sore spot. People will question, who the hell do I think I am? Under the arm. People question my vision and dream to really do this. I question my vision and my dream to really do this. Under the other arm. I fear sometimes I feel as if I'm flying by the seat of my pants. Tap between your pinky and your finger, pinky and the other finger. I'm not sure that I can do this. And there should be a little tender spot there. That's where you need to be tapping. And on the other hand, I question myself. Top of the brow. I feel like an imposter. Side of the eye. I feel overwhelmed and lack clarity and focus. Under the eye. Can I really do this? Under the nose. What if I can't sustain my vision? Under the chin. What if I'm exposed as a fraud? Sore spot. Can I really do this? Under the arm. Can I really be successful? Under the other arm. Who the hell do I think I am? Pinky. I feel like an imposter. Other pinky. I feel like a fraud. And then you're going to just knock your wrists together. And it's okay for me to feel vulnerable in this moment. But I know that I can step into my own power. And just knock that for a little bit. And then you're going to roll your eyes one way. You're going to roll your eyes again to the other way. You're going to roll your eyes again to this way. And you're just going to say after me, Mary had a little lamb, Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. You can say anything, you could sing anything. You just need to be saying something, and that's where you're scrambling your brain waves. So what you'd want to do now is you'd want to check in with your body, maybe take a deep breath, and see if there's any kind of energy coming up for you. Is there a tightness in your chest? Is there something heavy on your back? Are you feeling stuffed in your nose? Are you feeling dry in your mouth? Are you yawning? These are all signs that there's something energetic going on in your body. See, I'm burping, so I'm bringing up something. And so what you would want to do is you'd want to rate yourself you'd want to rate that feeling. And if the number that you give yourself has gone down, then you would know that this is working. And it might actually even go up, which means that there's something there that you need to, oh wow, you cleared your sinuses. Good, good. So what you would do is you would do a couple of rounds of the releasing. The releasing is very important. But once you've released it and the energy has gone down enough, then you can start on the positive reframe, okay? And so, as I said, this is where I start tapping on my crown chakra. And I start with the positive. I choose to step in my own power. Okay? Tap the chakra. I choose to believe in myself and my abilities. I choose to honor my self-worth and the value that I bring. Keep tapping. Top of the brow. I release and let go of the old, scary, limiting beliefs that are getting in my way. Side of the eye. I let go of the old stories that no longer serve me, and I do it gracefully, as they no longer serve who I am and where I am in my life. Under the eyes. I believe in myself and my abilities. Under the nose. I continue to embrace my work and value. I know that I do it for the highest good and benefit of others. Hold on to that one, because we're going to do that one again, because it's very important. Under the chin. I forgive myself for holding myself back with old, unfounded fears, and I release and let them go. Sore spot. I am grateful and accept all the opportunities that now come my way as I do what I'm supposed to do. Under the arm. I embrace my worth and value as I step into my power. And when you're tapping under the arm, it's for women, it's just by the bra line there. Under the other arm, I embrace my worth and value as I share my gifts with the world. And we're going to go back to I'm grateful. I continue to embrace my work and value and know that I do it for the highest good and the benefit of others. And you're going to thank the universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. So there you have it. Energy tapping for imposter syndrome. So there are two scripts. Number one, you want to release any of the old stagnant stuff that's getting in your way. You want to release and let that go. And then once you've released and let it go, you want to tap in the positive affirmations that you want to bring into your life. Now, if you like the script that I have, you can connect with me, and I will certainly share that script with you. If you find that you're tapping and it's bringing up some deeper issues, you can connect with me for a half-hour free power consultation, and I would be happy to tap along with you to see to get rid of some of that old stale stuff. So there you have it. Oh, and if you aren't familiar with the tapping points, I have a diagram it's on my blog actually, which you can access through my website, or you can also just Google and it will bring up thousands of different illustrations of the various tapping points. So I'm here. I'd love to see your comments below, and if this is something that resonates with you, if if you feel that you get something from it, just send me a little message there so that I know that there's been a connection in some way. Hello. Hey, I like the sound of my own voice. I talk to myself all the time. Okay. So, as I said, if this is, if you want to me to tap along with you, I will leave my my appointment schedule. You can just book an appointment with me, and I would be happy, half hour, it's free, happy to tap along with you. If you'd like a copy of the script that I used, you can certainly connect with me to access that as well. And I always like to keep these little Facebook Lives short and sweet and to the point. So I'm not going to stay on much longer because I've already done what it is that I said that I was going to do. And I want to watch some TV. I want to relax. So if you have any other questions, if there are no other questions or comments, I'm going to say good night, y'all, and toodles. And thank you so much for sharing your energy and time with me and allowing me to share my information and knowledge and expertise around energy tapping. I love energy tapping. It is so powerful and it works, it works, it works. Toodles.